Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, people. We are back. Oh, need to turn that off. Right, back to Jemison. What was the mission I had selected?
People joke, say those Varun zealots worship a snake. But let me tell you, it ain't a snake. It's some kind of celestial being. They call it the Great Serpent. Is it real? Hell if I know. But they think it is, and that makes them dangerous.
Mind your step. Important research happening here. Could you stand a little to the left? I think you're blocking my readings. Oh, it's important research. I won't bore you with the technical details, but it's critical that I get this done. What? You've got to be kidding me. Is he seriously that desperate? No. No way. Kelton is actively ruining my career. There's no chance that I'm helping him with anything. Whatever this thing is he's on about, he's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping him with that.
You're being a dick.
Kelton screwed me over good. Probably ruined my chances for advancing in Mast. I'm not going to forgive that, ever. Right. Of course, we're all in danger. Trees are involved after all. He really won't let this go, will he? Maybe I can make this work in my favor. Okay, you know what? I'll hand over the data. But I'm only going to do so after you've helped me secure a better position in Mast.
Oh my god, people are so
Don't
insufferable.
worry. You're just going to erase some files for me. Make sure I look good next time promotions get passed around. Best of luck out there.
I'm gonna create a hard save because that sounds like it might be a problem.
Could you stand a little to the left? Trees? I see what's going on here. You're working with Kelton, aren't you? Nice try, but it's not happening. No. No way. Kelton is actively ruining my career. There's no chance that I'm helping him with anything. Whatever this thing is he's on about, he's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping him with that. Oh yeah? You think so? Wow. Thanks for that. I'll really give it some thought. He really won't let this go, will he? Maybe I can make this work in my favor. Okay, you know what? I'll hand over the data. But I'm only going to do so after you've helped me secure a better position in Mast.
Fine.
Wait, really? Wow. Okay. Okay. I've gotten a few bad performance evaluations in the last couple of years. Totally unjustified, incredibly unfair. I found a backdoor into the Mast network so I could make some changes to my personnel file. but it turns out the chief engineer knows what she's doing. The only way to get access is from the terminal in her apartment, which is kind of locked. Two reasons. First, because if I get caught doing it, then I'm really in trouble, and there's no getting out of it. Second, I've got someone who needs something from me and is totally unaffiliated with my branch of Mast. If you get caught, it's got nothing to do with me. How can I pass up this opportunity? Sorry, that's not on the table.
Oh my god.
Advancing my career is the right thing to do, so that's what I'm focused on. From where I'm standing, kinda seems like it is. I'm not a bad guy, I swear. I just really need this promotion.
Then fucking earn it!
Okay, look. Just hear me out, alright? I really need this to happen. If you do this for me, I can make it worth your while. You delete that data, I get promoted, I'm pulling in a bigger salary. I can compensate you. I'll throw in some extra credits for you, okay? A nice little bonus. But first, you need to get into the chief engineer's apartment. Fine, you win. Just get out of my sight. And tell Kelton to stuff it.
Well, that's an interesting persuasion mechanic.
Wen really keeps the distribution center. I'm on tax duty tomorrow. Can't wait! Oh, no. When I was growing up, I actually wanted to be a miner on Sidonia. As weird as that may sound. I guess I never wanted to have a typical job. Lucky for me, working at the distribution center is anything but typical. Of course, who wouldn't? It's such a privilege to be able to work for the UC government, a true force of good. Every day is so exciting. I get to meet so many new people, solve interesting problems, and learn about developing situations throughout the settled systems. Yep, there's never a boring day at the distribution center. Really? Nice! I went there a while back. Good to see they still remember me. To tell you the truth, I don't really have any thoughts on the church itself. I wouldn't consider myself religious. I initially went because it just seemed interesting. I don't think I really know enough about the church to decide if it's bad or good, or if it's even a good fit for me. I guess maybe I should go back to figure that out. There wasn't really any reason. I just got busy or lazy and stopped going. I've actually been meaning to check it out again. It's just something interesting to do after work. The people seem nice as well. Gotta say that it's nice. You know, having people think about you. Because of my job, I don't really have too much free time to socialize or make friends. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my job. It's the best job in New Atlantis. But still, it can be hard to put myself out there sometimes. That's actually one of the reasons I went to the Sanctum Universum. Just to talk with people and get to know them. It was nice. It really was.
Sounds like a good reason to go back then.
Yeah, I think I will. But hey, let me ask you something. Do you believe in all this Sanctum Universum stuff? What do you think? Uh-huh. Like Bigfoot. Do you know what Bigfoot is? Some monster that might have lived on Earth and had big feet. You know what? I'll just stop talking. Well, hey, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for bringing this to me. Keep on keeping on.
Cool.
I hope you have the data. It's really quite crucial. That he is. I'm sorry that you had to put up with him, but this data is vital. I'm sorry if this was complicated. I'd prefer to remain unaware of the details in the event that it comes up later, particularly in a legal setting.
I didn't do anything
And
illegal.
I suppose I'd better verify the data to make sure Emilio didn't double-cross me. But you have once again come through for me. I'm truly hoping that this is the last piece I need to figure out what we can do. And I appreciate it. Thank you for your assistance.
I'm meeting my girlfriend for drinks at the Viewport tonight. If you ask me, it's always a good time for a Terra brew. Fine, I guess. Do we know each other? Oh, all right. I thought you were trying to flirt with me. My day's going fine. It's hard to complain about anything when you have a Terra brew in your hand. Catch you later, yeah? What, at Terra Brew? I wish. Nah, I live at Athena Tower. Just moved in, actually. My girlfriend and I got a place there a few weeks ago. I'm not sure how long we'll be there, though. We're saving up to get out of New Atlantis and, tour the settled systems. Yeah, sure. Her name's Donna. She works at the Nat station near Mast. Oh, boy, is she a catch. She's passionate, beautiful, friendly. I really lucked out. We met a couple of years ago, and we've been going steady since then. I'm actually thinking about asking her to marry me pretty soon. Keep that between us, okay? I don't want her finding out before I pop the question. Oh, thank you, I guess. An invitation, huh? Yeah, I checked out the church a few weeks ago, but I haven't gone back yet. My girlfriend and I want to leave New Atlantis and travel the settled systems. We've been working our butts off, and my girlfriend is so excited. I'm excited too, but it's still a little scary, you know? We've been in New Atlantis all our lives. We don't even really know what to expect out there. I guess I was seeking out some sort of comfort from the church. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't want to disappoint anyone in case I stop going. The church was interesting, but how can anyone know for certain that it's all real? Doesn't that bother anyone else? I guess that's probably why I never went back. There's no certainty. Maybe. I guess it couldn't hurt to visit again and talk with the others. I wonder if any of them felt how I do now when they started going to the church. But anyways, I have to get going. Thanks for talking with me and, for taking the time to deliver this. Take care.
Cool.
Journalistic integrity at its finest. SS.
Finally back with our son. That's all that matters.
As you can see, traffic is good. The sales keep climbing.
And there are 2 locations in New Atlantis?
Yes. And the sales in the fest didn't dip at all when the second store opened.
Impressive.
Times change, but one thing's constant. People need coffee.
That's true.
I need to report back, but this is very encouraging.
Down with the FC!
Oh, hell no!
What do you want? I'm very busy. What? Let me see. Oh, yeah. I went to the Sanctum Universum a while back. I haven't checked it out again, though. It's interesting. The whole literally finding God thing is comforting to me, in a way. Wait, why am I telling you this? I'm not sure. The truth is that I want to believe in it all. The Sanctum Universum believes that God gave us the ability to grab jumps so that we can search for him and find him.
Oh, that's
If
funny.
that's true, maybe I can find my dad as well.
Whoa.
I lost him when I was just a little girl. I can barely remember him. Because if it all ends up not being real, I'd be devastated. I don't need a lecture from you. Listen, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'll go back if I want to.
Uh-oh. She might be a bit, pissed now.
Don't be nervous. You got this.
Easy for you to say, top of the class.
Infinity is huge. Like, staggeringly huge. They need people like you. Even with your grades.
Yeah, I'm sure a junior assistant is vital.
It's your foot in the door. Show initiative, positive attitude, and the sky's the limit.
I could see how you made head cheerleader.
Go Timberwolves!
Oh god.
Welcome to Infinity. If you need something, see the receptionist.
I'm going to be a glorified gopher.
That's what you are in every corporate gig when you start. You are the gopher. It's just how it goes.
Can we run through it one more time?
You can over-rehearse. It'll sound canned. We got to keep it loose.
But I keep stumbling over the third quarter projections.
We've been over it a million times. They won't care about a flawless presentation. What they will care about is the projected PL. And we've got that covered.
Ooh, we're going to own this meeting.
That's the spirit!
It's not wrong.
He's giving me a lot to think about. Keeper Aquilus has been helping me work through some, anger issues. Sure, but I warn you, I'm not the world's most interesting guy. I was born and raised in New Atlantis. Actually, to be more specific, the Well. I had a rough childhood like most people from down there. Luckily for me, I managed to get out of there and find a job in the commercial district. The Sanctum Universum has been helpful for me. I admittedly have struggled with feelings of anger. Sometimes I still do. Keeper Aquilus and the church have really helped me to become a better person. I'm a pretty devoted follower. I love coming to listen to Keeper Aquilus and talk with the others. I still have a lot to learn, though. I truly believe that Keeper Aquilus and the Sanctum Universum has been an absolutely positive influence on my life. I try to reach out to others as much as possible, you know, invite them to come talk with us and spread Keeper Aquilus's teachings. I think it's the least I can do. Great! How'd it go? I don't know if I would go so far as saying that there was a lesson to be learned, but hopefully, if you talked with them, you noticed that each person had a different reason for visiting the Sanctum Universum. The diverse backgrounds and perspectives of each of our visitors and members is what makes our community so great. We support, challenge, educate, and comfort one another. At the end of the day, the church is trying to build a community. It doesn't matter what you believe or what your background is. All are welcome here.
Well, unless you follow a different faith. I think some of them will come again.
I'm glad to hear that. Sometimes people just need a little reminder that they're always welcome here. Here, your payment as promised. Thank you for taking the time to do this. And I hope to see you around the church too.
1,000 creds. Nice.
This space is a memorial to those lost during the Colony War. Your consideration is requested.
I'm gonna do a stupid thing.
Warning. Criminal activity in this area will be punished.
Well, I set myself on fire. I was like, he's gonna tell me off. You know, like in Fallout New Vegas, where people can get told off for jumping in the fountain. That would have been, you know, interesting. No, can't do that.
Thank you again for getting the data from Emilio. I know he can be a pain. I couldn't have gotten this slate without your help. Thank you. Again, don't tell me how you got this slate from Emilio. I don't want to know.
They're all done.
The data on this slate could very well be crucial. Lives could be at stake.
Apply today at the nearest kiosk.
As always, all Galbank transactions are secure and guaranteed. Galbank makes personal finance easy. Money, as long as you have some, should never be something to worry about handling.
Now, listen, I have a lot on my plate right now, and you don't look like a new hire stumbling through their first day. Who exactly are you?
Just a starship captain starting what New Atlantis has spawned.
Really? Huh. You have your own ship? Oh, this is perfect. Kismet, really. I have a business proposition for you that could help us both out. Very lucrative.
I've got to say, this guy has very much a Texan accent. A very thick and southern accent there, sir. He'll borrow me up pretty thick. Is it legal?
You're a law and order type? Well, this is perfect.
Cool.
This job is literally serving justice. Galbank is the agreed party, and if you help me, you help all of us. So you see right through me. You've got a good eye. You are just the person I'm looking for. Well, confession time. I might just be a little desperate. See, the world of credit analysis, you know, dealing with deadbeats and reprobates is, well, it's a tough field. What I need is a ringer, someone that can collect some of our top delinquent offenders.
Yeah.
What I need is you.
I'm a
work with
repo
me,
man.
and the fee you get will be huge.
How much we talking?
Oh, I can tell you're eager. That's good. But we'll start small and work our way up to the worst offenders.
So what's difficult about debt collection?
If you haven't noticed, and I'm guessing you have, the settled systems is big. Like really big. Someone gets seriously underwater, they skip the system. And it's a real pain to track them down. Sad truth is, we can't track everyone down, so credit analysis always has a black eye when reporting to the higher-ups.
Tell me about the mark then.
Yes! So, we got a Galaxy-class con man took out a loan to franchise a restaurant. Turns out, surprise, it was a scam. And Dieter Maliki jumps system. Now, he's holed up in a literal shack in the middle of nowhere. Can you believe it? The job is simple. Get Dieter to pay. And we don't want him dead, we don't want him hurt. Just close his account like an honest citizen.
How do I get him to pay? What if he just says no?
Well, you may need to lean on him, scare him. Nothing illegal, just talk to him. And don't listen to any sob stories he tells you. Any job I give you, I guarantee there's not some poor sick aunt that needs credits for surgery. These are scofflaws, scum, flagrantly violating the terms of their GalBank agreements.
Cool. What happens if he dies?
If he dies, then his assets go to probate, and we can get paid. So if he forces you into an it's you or him situation, it's A-okay for GalBank's bottom line if you choose him. But I cannot stress this enough. This is not the ideal outcome. We wanted him liquidated, we'd have put a tracker on him.
Is he dangerous?
Well, I mean, yes. We're not the only ones looking for him. And you don't dome up on a dust ball unless you're serious about dodging your civic responsibilities.
Does that mean there's a bounty out on him?
I'll send over all the details. You find Dieter and bring his account current.
Decided to take a break from exploring to collect some debts? Not exactly Constellation-worthy pastime, but I'll follow your lead.
I hate to end on this note, but, you know, not everyone's a straight arrow. If you cut a deal with Dieter, honestly, I have no way of knowing. But don't expect any more jobs from me. Best of luck. I believe in you.
I don't want to disappoint him.
You here for a loan too? Good luck.
Well, you're only as safe as your equipment out there.
Well, I mean, that's true.
Welcome to Outland. We deal in only the finest, most reliable gear for whatever adventures may await you. All of our products come highly recommended by individuals who have devoted their lives to distant travel. And while I've never needed them myself, I stand by everything we offer.
So you just fly like that buck naked. I'm impressed.
No, no flying for me. Not my style.
Ah, you're a ground pounder, are you?
I do. In this line of work, it's essential, don't you think? Not seeing people come back would not only suggest that they're not satisfied with our business, but that whatever they purchased had failed, leaving them unable to return. I would not be able to sleep at night if I thought that were the case. Goodness, no, I just couldn't. You're out there millions of miles away from anything, and if something goes wrong, I can't stomach the thought. I prefer solid ground under my feet at all times. And preferably a hot, fresh coffee within reach. Can't get those in space either. Yes, by all means, have a look.
Oh, he does have a gun. Well, fuck's the point of him having a cutter?
Be careful out there.
Interesting. So you can buy all kinds of things for crafting.
Welcome to Infinity Ltd's corporate headquarters. You'll need to contact someone directly if you need to schedule an appointment.
Hello.
What the fuck was that?
You look like someone who has many stories to tell. I'd like to hear them.
George St. George.
Your poise, your stature, your confidence. You strike me as a fellow collector.
What brings you to New Atlantis?
Ah, the usual things, I suppose. Fame, fortune, power. I'm only joking, of course. I've actually been fortunate to call New Atlantis home for many years. For a collector, like myself, I do believe there's no better place in all the settled systems. I've been charmed to make the acquaintance of many fellow old Earth enthusiasts here in New Atlantis. And that is why I continue to stay.
I think this guy's supposed to be French.
Me? Why, to be frank, I don't do much. Not anymore, at least. And that suits me just fine. Yes. I now live to collect artifacts from Earth. You see, every artifact tells a story. Even spoons and forks, which most take for granted. People laugh at me when they see I collect old Earth spoons. But think about it, friend. Spoons change the course of history.
Yes, they
Can
did.
you imagine life without them?
That's a cool frontage.
Welcome to Whetstone. If you're looking for the best cut of meat in the settled systems, look no further. The general term? A sharpening stone, for knives. The kind of knives that cut the most delicious meat in the settled systems. This Whetstone, though, is the best restaurant you've ever eaten at. If you like a perfect steak, you're in the right place.
I can guarantee you I do not cook steak the way you're meant to.
You must be joking. I have an exclusive contract with the Trade Authority. It's all shipped in from off-world. And no, I'm not divulging the planet of origin.
Show me what you got.
I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Oh, wow. Wine. A lot of wine. Why the fuck would you want that? Is that plum? I'm not gonna lie, that looks a lot more like a nectarine. Not nectarine. Oh, what are they called? Is it a nectarine? Shit, I don't know. I don't eat them. My mum does. The deep. Oh, alien salmon. I was like, that don't look like no fish eye, you know. So, very intimate seating. No one working.
You can't go in. You just can't.
I bet whoever came up with bad news travels fast wasn't taking interstellar distances into account.
Mr. Barron's a very busy and important man.
But I came all this way.
Listen, I might be able to hook you up with some merch. But maybe get you a ticket to a speaking gig he's got. That's all I can do.
You are the best! I will meet David. It's going to happen.
David Barron is the most famous journalist in the settled systems. Welcome to SSNN.
Do you have a story for me or not? Welcome to SSNN, where the news never sleeps. If you're part of the David Barron fan club, try not to inflate his ego too much. He's liable to burst.
Who are you?
A cog in the machine. If you mean literally, Nadia Mufaz, head researcher of the office. So if we got any facts wrong, I'm the one who files your complaint into the shredder.
What's your problem with David?
We spend hundreds of hours digging into stories, sorting the lies from the damned lies. Then David performs a 2-minute segment and wins an award. Who'd have a problem with that?
I think that's supposed to be sarcasm.
Sounds like you know him personally. Let's take a look at you. You're not from around here. My guess is you really work for a living. I bet you have a story or two. I have a feeling about such things.
My life has taken a turn recently.
Sounds like an old pickup line. But it really has, hasn't it? I'm interested only in primary sources. So things you've seen and or done that are newsworthy. No hearsay. So, what do you got for me?
What's David like?
Dear Lord, everyone wants to know about Baron. He's a smart guy. He cares about what he's reporting. He's way too damn cozy with the UC, and that's a problem for us staying impartial. My biggest beef with him is he's credited with everything he reports, and he doesn't lift a finger to correct that impression. We're short-staffed, overworked, and trying to report on a million things at once. Not to mention there's a constant battle with the powers that be to maintain our journalistic principles. So, things are just swell. I'm working on an investigative piece about some of the businesses in the well right now. Trying to get a handle on how things are in that part of the city. I'm not sure the story will get off the ground, though. I asked the higher-ups if I could go down there for some interviews, but they said it's too dangerous. They'd probably be all for it if David asked. I wouldn't be writing it if I didn't. Most people in New Atlantis like to pretend the well doesn't exist. I think it's important to call attention to what's going on down there.
I'd be willing to do it for you.
Really? You sure? The well's a pretty dangerous place. It might be too much for a first-time reporter. Who do I look like? David Barron? Yeah, I'd give you credit for your work. Credits, too. I have a small budget for things like this.
Consider it done.
Great. I had 3 interviewees in mind. Teresa Mason, the owner of Kay's house, Henrik Zoran at Apex Electronics, and Nurse O'Shea from the med bay. You don't need to ask too many tough questions. I just want to read on how their businesses are doing, and how things are in the well. I really can't thank you enough. you've seen something interesting, let me know. If it pans out, looks like some Crimson Fleet brainiac figured out it's easier to hit stationary targets than dogfighting in the field. And you are an eyewitness with the courtesy to find us instead of being chased down. Refreshing. So what were the pirates doing there? It's not their usual MO.
Tell them about the ore. That was quite a lucrative operation.
Bad blood between the fabled Constellation and the Crimson Fleet? Has all the markings of what we in the SSNN call a story. So what's your role in all this? Part of a tour group?
No, I was a miner. I worked for Argos. Now I'm Constellation. I ran the dig. Supervisor Doug. I was one of the miners.
Huh. I didn't realize Argos extractors hired such capable crew. So we've covered the basics. How about any harrowing tales of daring do? How'd a bunch of miners triumph?
Killed them all single-handedly. The mining crew banded together and fought them off with mining lasers. We had help.
How heartwarming. Constellation banding together with some dusty miners. I like it. This is a good local story. Plucky miners band together and punch above their weight. If you ever get more stories like this, drop by. And take this to cover any incidentals, or other creative ways to pad out an expense report.
Cool.
It's important that the people of the United Colonies can trust their primary news source. If you ever find yourself with a hot lead, we will do our best to protect your anonymity.
Please tell me you're not here to see Mr. Baron.
No.
David's amazing. And I hear he's single.
Oh god, she's definitely a crazy.
Take it from an old
I should be managing.
Everything is precious. Well, manager, but some things managed to make a premium cappuccino, double dairy, and no whip.
I don't appreciate your tone. And no, I will not make whatever it is you just said. Because this place is a disorganized mess. What you asked me to do is literally impossible.
Oh, I understand impossible. Fine. You want to organize? There's a mop in the back. See if you can't organize a little floor cleaning operation.
Outrageous.
Oh, that's amazing.
If you'd like a cup of coffee, please speak to one of our cashiers. If you'll excuse me.
Do I look like a barista to you?
No, you look like a carrot.
Excuse me.
Here one moment, gone the next. I tell you, you must cherish everything and everyone while they're here. You never know when you may lose them. Thank you. I appreciate that. You see, I lost something invaluable. Lost it in a bet, if you must know. It was one of my most prized items in my collection. It was a gem. Priceless, no doubt. And its beauty was blinding.
It's going to be worth money.
Life seems a little less bright without it. That scoundrel George St. George has it in his possession now.
Spoon.
And knowing that fills me with such envy and anger.
He's the Spoon Man.
I agree. I think I know just the thing. St. George, like myself, is a collector of trinkets and relics from Earth. I have in my possession a plate that I'm sure he won't be able to live without. Please, would you be my hero and go exchange the plate for the jewel? I'm sure it will work.
Why can't you do it yourself?
Oh, God, no. I could never face him myself. I'd be sick just at the sight of him. St. George would never give the gem back if I went myself. He would gain a smug satisfaction from declining the offer.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Sounds easy enough.
Here's the plate. Come back to me when you have the gem, and please don't drop it. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Guillaume, by the way. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Guillaume. You're a gambler by trade?
Ah, not by profession. I work out of the Valberg building. Gambling is a vice I've indulged since I was a young man. And I've amassed a great collection of trinkets and valuables from it. Alas, recently my luck has soured and my collection is dwindling by the day. But I can't stop, right? I can't just quit. Because what if my luck returns?
Oh no, he's definitely a gambling addict.
A lesson I still have yet to learn, unfortunately. Thank you. I will try to take your advice to heart. Yes, I've been blessed to call New Atlantis home. When I was a younger man, I would travel the settled systems with no home to call my own. I was a nomad, if you will. But out of all the places I've been, no place quite spoke to me like New Atlantis.
What stuff do you collect?
I collect all sorts. Gems, novelties, old Earth trinkets. Anything and everything that has some sort of value, monetary or otherwise. One of my favorite possessions is a fork that was used on Earth. How amazing is that? You'd be amazed what people will wager in a bet. I've won and lost some truly breathtaking things. My collection, as it stands, is quite valuable and substantial. It used to be more so, but my bad string of luck lately has affected it.
What if St. George rejects the exchange? Are you sure the plate is enough?
I can assure you with near certainty he won't decline. As much as I hate to say it, St. George and I are cut from the same cloth. We both adore relics from Earth, no matter how large or monetarily valuable they are. They are a piece of human history, and that means a lot to us both. It pains me to part with the plate, but I happen to have a few others in my collection. If it means sacrificing one to get the gem back, I will.
This gem means a lot to you.
It does. It was the first item I ever collected. The start of it all. I received that gem when I was a young man. To know that I foolishly wagered it, threw it away. Well, I won't make that mistake again. Ta-ta!
Well, how very English of you, my good sir. Cheerio, pipsqueak.
There's a bit more in the back if you're not... Oh, please, take a look.
Oh, this is the ship.
Thanks for coming in.
You didn't hear this from me, but those ecliptic mercenaries, the factions use them sometimes. Freestar Collective and UC both. It's why they give them a wide berth. Ask me, those murdering assholes should be blasted into space dust.
Everyone's welcome, so long as you keep your hands to yourself. Understand? No causing trouble in here.
Always nice to see a fresh face around here. You stop in whenever you'd like.
No shortage of hungry mouths to feed around here. Keeps us on our toes. Nothing else?
What's the story with this place?
Mom, that's Kay, gets all the credit. Started making sure people felt welcome back when I was just a kid. She had one rule. No causing trouble. Everyone abided by it. Put their differences aside when they came through the door. After a few years of feeding so many mouths, we needed extra credits to stay afloat. Didn't mean for this to turn into a business, but here we are. If folks are willing to pay a little to have someplace to feel safe and get a decent meal, well then, we'll sure take it.
I'm with SSNN. I'll ask you some questions.
Absolutely. I'm sure my mom would be proud to have the place featured in an article. What's up?
How are things in the well?
Same as ever. I've lived in the well my whole life, and things have never really changed. The UC government promises to clean the place up every couple years, but there's still just as much crime and poverty as there was when I was a kid. That's why Kay's house is so important. It's the one place people in the well feel safe. Be sure to put that in the article, okay? I'm really proud of it.
Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm Teresa Mason, and this is my home. My mom's the Kay who founded Kay's house. I grew up here along with the business. My mom passed the place on to me when she decided to retire. Running it is my pride and joy. I've put everything I have into it.
How have things been with the business lately?
Business is steady, as usual. We don't tolerate violence or disrespect, so a lot of folks like to spend time here. The only thing that's worrying me is a new group of customers I've seen hanging around lately. They've been watching the UC surplus store pretty closely. I have a bad feeling they might be planning something. Kay's house has a reputation as a safe place. I don't want to be associated with that kind of thing.
I'd be happy to look into it for you.
Honestly, I'd really appreciate that. I'd feel terrible if something happened and I hadn't done anything to try to stop it. Why don't you come by when you have some spare time? And we'll talk it out.
I think that should be enough to go on. Thank you.
Great. Let me know when the article comes out, will you? I'd like to read it.
Do you know why this place has stood for so long? I make sure everyone's comfy. I tell it like it is, and I don't take any shit.
okay. I don't have the patience for it. Can't say I'll have what you need, but you're welcome to look.
Not exactly a lot on offer.
Nope. No question, business has been slow lately. Not too worried, though. Managed to make ends meet for a good long while. Don't expect that to change now.
I was surprised to find an electronic shop in the well.
That's so. Think folks down here are too poor to afford electronics. Not the first time I heard that line. Yeah, I get that kind of attitude far too often. You find yourself with any more commentary, feel free to keep it to yourself.
That's not what I meant.
That's so. Well, then I'm hardly the man you want to be talking with. You see something you like, just say the word.
Straight up a pair of old school binoculars. That looks like a hell of a complicated manufacture thing.
A reporter. Fine, but I'm only talking basics. I don't like people snooping around my business.
Yeah, because you do illegal shit. Everything's been in the well.
How the hell do you think? Life's a mess down here. I'm not holding my breath for it to get any better.
God damn. You tell me about yourself at least?
Name's Henrik. I own Apex Electronics. That's all I'm willing to say to some nosy reporter.
How are things going here?
Door's still open, isn't it? That's my idea of success. Sorry if you were hoping for something more flowery. Great! Now why don't you help me out and buy something? I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
I help out Henrik from time to time. Not very often these days. But that's fine. It's a quaint shop, isn't it? I like it here.
Slow day, isn't it?
Maybe a little, but that's not such a bad thing, is it? Better than all the noise and attention topside, if you ask me.
What do you do here?
Oh, Henrik is an old friend of mine. I help out around here from time to time. But I don't just loiter around. I'm involved in my own business endeavor as well.
I'd like to do business with you.
Unfortunately, I'm quite old-fashioned. I only deal with associates that I know and trust. But if you do a small favor for me, I might feel comfortable opening my business up to you. All you need to do is pick up a package from Red Mile and deliver it to me. You don't even need to interact with anyone.
Well, what's in the package?
The contents are of no interest to you, and they're not contraband if that's what you're wondering.
Okay.
If you're uncomfortable doing this favor, you're free to decline.
More of as long as I'm not transporting an IED.
I'm not at liberty to discuss that yet, but I assure you, it's quite lucrative.
Sure.
Fantastic. I eagerly await your return. Stay out of trouble.
I've got limited resources. I try not to turn anyone away just because they light on the fence.
We're doing the best we can here.
that's all we can ever do. Funny story about that. You know, when people first arrived on Jemison, they dismantled the colony ship and used the parts to establish a place to live. Over time, they built out, and up, and up. And after long enough, they started to forget about the people and the things still down here. The walls and the ceiling have changed, but this place still uses equipment from that old ship. And it's here because not everyone in New Atlantis can afford Reliant Medical.
You run this place all by yourself?
Don't have much of a choice. Can't afford to pay staff, and while I've got a few volunteers from the community, I can only ask so much of them. We've scraped by for a good long while now, and we'll continue to do so. Don't you worry.
I could use some medical supplies.
We're no Reliant Medical down here, but if you've got credits, I might have something for you.
I'm here with SSN. I'd like to ask you some questions for an article.
A journalist? That's a surprise. Most people don't think anything that goes on in the well is worth writing about. I'd be happy to help if I can.
How are things in the well recently?
Things are always the same in the well. Violent and dangerous. I swear I treat more injuries here than I did when I was a Navy medic.
Do you mind telling me a bit about yourself?
Sure, if you'd like. My name's Talia. I was born and raised right here in the well. I've been the nurse here at the med bay for over a decade now. Once upon a time, I was a combat medic for the UC Navy. When the colony war ended, I came back to the well to put my skills to use for the people here.
How are things going in the medbay?
Things are always rough at the med bay. I'm the closest thing to a doctor that the well has, and I can't treat everyone. The last few weeks have been especially bad. There's some kind of infection going around, and a lot of kids down here are catching it. It just breaks my heart to see.
Anything I can do to help?
Oh, you're sweet to offer. There might be something you can do, if you're willing. Let's chat again when you have some time to spare, all right?
I think that should be enough to go on for now. Thank you very much.
All right, dear. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Oh, it's an operating theatre. Oh my god, you have impact grenades on sale.
Personally, I think daylight's overrated. I get by just fine. You ask me, the real New Atlantis is down here. All that stuff topside. It's kind of fake, you know?
How do you like living in the well?
A lot of people will tell you it's the worst. One of me, I like it. more real down here. Topside, everyone's trying to show how civilized and rich they are. Oh, it's exhausting. But hey, to each their own.
I just dropped my multi-tool, that's what that clatter was. Does the UC have a lot of surplus?
Look around. You tell me. UC is a big organization. A lot of planets, a lot of people, whole lot to keep track of. Sometimes they don't do such a good job of that. Sometimes stuff falls through the cracks, winds up collecting dust in some warehouse. But that's all right, because I, and by extension you, get to benefit. I make great deals on stuff in bulk, you get some low prices. Everyone wins.
Show me what you got.
Take your time. I got all day. You need something else? I'll be here.
You ever heard of personal space? Can't you see we're busy here? Scram, pal. Move on, if you know what's good for you.
Well, they're the guys that are going to rob the place. Clearly.
If you haven't, make sure you say hello to Mama. She likes checking in with everyone.
I'd like to help you figure out what those suspicious customers are up to.
Would you? I'd really appreciate it. I saw them hanging around the UC surplus earlier today. They sure looked suspicious to me.
What makes you think they're up to something?
They've been coming here regularly for the last couple weeks, and all they do is sit on the balcony and watch the UC surplus. I thought I heard them mention a robbery, but I'm not sure. They seem to know I'm onto them, so they stop talking about it when I'm around. That's not how I want this handled. Kay's place is the only safe haven in the well. I can't condone violence. If anyone's going to handle them, it should be security. But I have to be sure they're up to something before I get the authorities involved. I don't want to get anyone on security's bad side for no reason. Why don't you do a little sleuthing for me? Maybe you'll have better luck eavesdropping on them than I did. We can decide what to do once we figure out if they're really up to something.
Stay as long as you like. And don't be a stranger.
I have to say, whoever Bethesda had doing like all these interior spaces. Those people did some cracking good bloody work.
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere? It's because they have little outposts everywhere. There were so many facilities abandoned after the Colony War. The pirates used them as forward operating bases.
So they would sit up here, watch down there.
I don't know, Isaac. Seems like a tough joint to crack. Nah, that's just what they want you to think, Louis. You see security around here? No, but nothing. I say we strike while the iron's hot. I got a feeling that goody two-shoes at Kay's place is gonna rat us out. She was giving us some serious side-eye last time we were in there. No time like the present. Do it tonight. It'll be fine, trust me. We'll be in and out in time to make last call at Jake's. Frank's info is good. This'll be a piece of cake. I've never seen anybody else try something like this. Hey, I thought you were on my side here. If you say so, Isaac. If we can make this happen, we'll be real big shots around here. I sure hope we can make it happen. You gotta trust me. We'll be fine. I have a real bad feeling about this. If we pull this off, we'll be swimming in credits. That's a pretty big if. I've just about had enough of you doubting me, Louis. I guess I need to work on my self-confidence. Frank's info is good. That's a pretty big if. Just about had enough of you doubting me, Louis. If you say so, Isaac. We can make this happen. We'll be real big shots around here. That's a pretty big if. Hey, I thought you were on my side here.
Don't take it personal if I don't stop to chat. Lots to do, not nearly enough hands to do it all.
They're definitely planning to rob UC Surplus.
Damn. I was hoping I had it wrong. I guess that settles it. We have to get the authorities involved before they can go through with the robbery. You should take this straight to Officer Endler at the security office. He'll look into it. If he gives you a hard time, tell him I sent you to make the report. That'll get him on your side.
Do you know an Officer Endler have, you know, some kind of flirts?
Sort of. He's a regular customer, and I've reported crimes to him before. He's more fair-minded than most of the Wells security officers.
Where can I find a security office?
Head out the door and turn left. It's all the way at the end of the street. You can't miss it.
Understood, I'll head straight there.
Thanks. Let me know when you've made the report, okay?
Folks gotta look out for one another. That's why I started serving food all those years ago.
You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Scum of the galaxy. Robbing, stealing, killing. Even the Crimson Fleet don't trust them.
I don't know why UC Security bothers with an office down here when they're clearly not interested in helping these people at all.
Just one quiet day. Not too much to ask for?
Something I can help you with? Phew. What I wouldn't give to be stationed in the Embassy District. Well, that's what we're here for. What's going on?
There's going to be a robbery of UC Surplus.
The UC Surplus? You sure about that? It's been a long time since someone was stupid enough to rob that place.
Why don't people try to rob him? I'm gonna guess because he's the kind of person that has a loaded shotgun.
It's a military outfit for one thing. Most criminals don't want to make an enemy of the UC. The guy who runs is pretty intense too. He wouldn't think twice about shooting a would-be thief.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with first-hand info. I guess I'll take your word for it. I'll head over there now to check it out. Those thieves won't be so cocky with security on patrol.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
That was quick. How'd things go with Officer Endler? I'm glad to hear it. I'll think twice about trying anything with security in the area. Thanks for your help with this. I feel a lot better knowing security's on patrol down there.
Can I see a menu, please?
No real menus to speak of, but I'm happy to get you something.
Same difference. Fried pickles. That actually sounds like an amazing thing. Straight up just toast. That's some expensive fucking toast.
Always nice to see a fresh face around here. You stop in whenever you'd like.
3 gunshots this week alone. I guess we know where UC Security's priorities are. And aren't.
I'm here to help you out, Doc.
Oh, you remembered. I'm touched, dear, really. Yes, there's absolutely something you can do to help. All the children seem to have the same stomach bug, but I'm having trouble diagnosing it. Pediatrics isn't my specialty. But one of my colleagues, Dr. Lebedev, is an expert. If I had his research notes, I'm sure I could diagnose the disease and find a treatment.
Do you know where he is? I think I know where he is.
He works topside at Reliant Medical. It's easy to find. It's right between Mast and Orion Tower. Dr. Lebedev is always there.
What else can you tell me?
I've seen an uptick in cases of sick children in the medbay recently. They all seem to be presenting the same symptoms, but I can't identify the cause. It isn't serious enough to kill them, but I haven't found an effective treatment yet. That has me worried.
I can get the notes for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'd go myself, but I can't leave the medbay unattended.
Yeah. I understand if you left it unattended, all the fucking oiks would nick everything.
leave New Atlantis for good. I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave. No, probably not. I can't complain. My boss told me yesterday that I'm one of the best janitors she's ever hired. Feels great to be appreciated. Take care.
And defended their facility. A surprising turn of events and a victory for us all.
We're talking about me on the news. Nice.
Should you find yourself in need, medical supplies are available for purchase at, if I may say, very competitive prices. Welcome to Reliant. If you're in need of medical assistance or require supplies, I am sure we can accommodate you.
Nurse O'Sheen sent me to ask for your help with medical issue.
A medical problem Talia can't solve. I never thought I'd see the day. How can I help?
Do you know Nurse O'Sheen well?
We've been professional acquaintances for a long time. She's an excellent nurse. If the well didn't need her so badly, I'd have offered her a job here ages ago.
Some children in the well have caught a stomach bug. Nurse O'Sheen needs help diagnosing it.
Sick children? Well, we can't have that. I'd be happy to help. Let's see. A stomach bug. I've treated plenty of those. I keep extensive notes. I'm sure I have something that can help. Ah, yes, here we go. This should do the trick. I've uploaded some of my notes on common stomach issues in pediatric patients to this slate. Please, pass it on to Talia. She can keep it. And give her my best, will you? I hope everything works out for those kids.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lebedev. Oh. Sorry about that.
Don't you agree?
Dozens of Vanguard pilots who are now full UC citizens attended the ceremony and listened to a speech from President Abe. The remarkable success of the Vanguard.
If you need patching up, we'll see what we can do. I've got limited resources, but I try not to turn anyone away just because they're light on credits. Really? Let's see. Ah, this is perfect. I knew Dr. Lebedev would have what I needed. I'll have this solved in no time with these notes for reference. Thank you so much, dear. Really. I couldn't have done this without you.
Quite all right.
another day.
That neon fella. I missed it. How'd it go?
Barely made it off the starting line, then wham! Dead.
Looks like I didn't miss anything.
That's the red mile for you. Never can tell.
I heard a rumor Donovan Reese is gonna run again.
I call bullshit. That rumor's been circulating for months. He's retired.
Too bad. His runs were the best.
No argument here.
Hello there, dear friend. Can I help you with something, my friend? A plate? Oh my. As in a plate from Earth? Absolutely. Without question. Here, take the gem. That Guillaume, if he wanted his gem back so badly, he could have simply asked. The gem is worthless. Less than a paperweight. But actually, Earth paperweights are quite valuable.
Seems like there's a lot of animosity between you two.
Bah, I'm sure Guillaume makes it seem that way. In reality, it couldn't be further from the truth. Guillaume and I have known each other for years. Since we were both young men. He is the closest thing I have to a brother. And, much like brothers, we quarrel. But that doesn't mean we don't like each other. I will say, however, Guillaume can be a tad overdramatic, as well as a sore loser. Don't tell him I said that.
Talk and get paid, I spread the news. It's a classic win-win. If you have a news story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee.
I'm finished with the interviews.
Hey, that's great. Thanks so much. Did everything go all right?
Everything was fine.
Glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to reading through your notes. I can't thank you enough for helping me out. I'll send you a copy of the story if it gets published. There's nothing like seeing your name in print.
Well,
hope to see you again.
See you around.
Howdy. Treasure everything when you have it. You never know when you may lose. Until next time.
I wonder if that gem is in... Oh, it is. Oh, it's a geode thing.
My colleague has an amazing... Ah, wonderful. I knew George would make the exchange. He could never resist foodware from Earth. You've done me a great service today, friend. I'll be sure to never take this gem for granted ever again. Thank you for bringing it back to me.
All right.
Take care.
I'm thinking I'm going to save this point. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Boss is going out of business.
Gorgeous weather today. I can't get enough of all the trees around here. No, I'm from Neon. I moved here a couple months ago for a job at the Office of Interstellar Affairs. It's a part of MAST's administrative wing. We handle relations between the UC and the Freestar Collective. One of our main focuses is making sure the armistice stays intact. I don't think anybody wants another war. Yeah? Nice to know I'm not the only Freestar making my way in New Atlantis. Hopefully we'll see each other around. Yeah, I work at MAST, in the Office of Interstellar Affairs. I'm a sort of liaison between the UC and the Freestar Collective. I help solve communication problems, show visiting diplomats the city, things like that. Probably doesn't sound all that exciting to you, but I love it. I've been interested in a diplomatic career since I was a kid.
Cool. I can hear the tree buzzing.
Oh, I was hoping we might run into one another again. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information I need. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Truly. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day. And yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening.
How do you know that's what it means?
I don't. Not for sure. It's all a theory, certainly, but it is completely supported by the data and observation, like all good science. It's the best we have to go on right now.
I don't understand what that means.
It means it is ready to reproduce. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad news.
Define bad news.
We're continuing to see an increase in the strength and frequency of the vibrations. I don't know how much more significant it will become. If there's no response, the tree may vibrate itself, and some nearby portion of the city, to destruction. Now, as of yet, there has been no response, and clearly none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility. Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City.
A lot of good that did. That didn't stop the UC from laying siege to Vestra.
The greatest tragedy of all is that the tree never stood a chance on Aquila. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years.
So that's a dead end, pardon the pun.
Clever, but no, not necessarily. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But as I say, I need that branch.
I'll be back with it as soon as I can.
I knew you would understand. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Kassler, I'm told. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and assist our cause. All right, off you go. We don't have any time to waste.
United Colony Systems. The terror threat is real.
Started shopping for a crib.
I have 3 projects that are backburnered right now because no one has time to help me. 3!
Excuse me?
Howdy.
Hello.
I'm telling you, Bianchi, something's wrong with the boots you sold me. I wear them to the metro. Suddenly, the shuttle runs late. I buy a cup of coffee, and the barista screws up my order. It's like I'm walking under ladders with a broken mirror in my pocket. And the only time it happens is when I'm wearing your boots.
So, what do you want me to do about it?
I want a damn refund.
Fine, fine. I'll take the boots back. Just don't tell anyone you bought them from here.
I'm not gonna be stuck in this place for long. All I need is a crease, and I'll turn it into a break. You'll see.
I got contacts on it. Stock may not be so high, but I got ways of getting things.
Waterfall Promenade. Where's that?
I sure hope your day's going as well as mine is.
Ah, it's above literally everything else. Interesting.
When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while.
Well, this is a random little spot in the game.
Private sector. Now that's where the real money's at.
That sounds great.
I want to be the next David Barron. Even bigger. The news never sleeps.
How's SSNN been treating you?
The world of journalism can be brutal. Everyone at SSNN just views me as the intern, which I am, but I want to be taken seriously, you know? I think if I can somehow get my work into people's hands, and then the higher-ups at SSNN will finally start to see how awesome I am.
Do you have any finished work I can deliver some slates?
Really? You mean it? Wow, you're amazing! With your help, people will know my name all throughout the settled systems. Here, I wrote up some stuff on local establishments and stores. If you can get these into the readers' hands, I'm sure word will spread to SSNN about how great of a reporter I am.
Very interesting.
I'm honestly just appalled that anyone would do that. In public, no less.
I'm embarrassed, and I wasn't even there.
Some people just have no shame.
Right. I'm going to end the stream here for the evening because it is just gone 4 in the morning and I have to get a reasonable amount of sleep. So, have a good morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye.